All right, welcome. My name is Darrell, JUSTDarrell, and this is video 2 of 8 in this series. A lot of this is happening in real time today, so welcome if you're seeing me again. I'll try to make them brief. We do have a noon meeting for almost all the reps and associates that are helping people across the United States. So I'm doing double and triple duty today, which I got 8 hours of sleep because I knew I would need it. So welcome back. This is number 2 of 8. And a lot of training, a lot of videos are going out today. And I wanted to break down things here in real time so you can get accurate information. I am sharing the information from myself as a entrepreneur, multiple business owner, a person who also needs help or assistance from the programs that have been provided through the $900 billion that was put into the U.S. economy to support small business owners. Like many people, with the first go round, I had to fight through what was so-called underwriting when there shouldn't have been underwriting for the CARES Act programs. There was just a lot of confusion, a lot of misinformation, and a lot of very new things that were happening. So we got through it. Many of us didn't get through it well, and then there was also a huge amount of fraud. Fraud is expected. We live in a society where a lot of people try to get what they did not earn. That being said, there were over 9.5 million applicants, most of which were good, upstanding people who were trying to get help and support for their businesses. So we are here today with the new $900 billion that has gone into helping the American economy, but also the $35 to $40 billion that is specifically for entrepreneurship, small business owners, gig workers, self-employed. Not the, big businesses that got it in the beginning. So we're going right down this information for what you can do today. All right, so the portal for the SBA. All right, so 2 things. You want to get your information directly from the SBA. Also, you want to get direct information from www.irs.gov. If you're not working with a tax person, tax advisor, or a tax consultant, I want to make sure you guys understand. So I have businesses that help entrepreneurs. One of the major businesses that I own is a film company. Film companies require a lot of capital and they have a lot of overhead. So that particular company I usually keep separate from all the others. But the other companies are there to help people start their businesses. A film just happens to be a business, so I have a particular niche of knowing how to help people in that market. If you're dealing with a $10 to $20 million film, or you want to get to that level, that's what I do. In title, I'm what's called an executive producer. In the industry, I'm just a producer. There are 5 other designations that would help you become an executive producer to be able to deal with that type of money and revenue, but I won't get into that. That's specifically for the film industry, of which I'm working with in Beverly Hills and Atlanta, Georgia. All right, so Beverly Hills is in California, by the way, if you didn't know. So those 2 particular locations or locales, if you're dealing with film. Now, for business owners, though, one of the companies that I have is a company called My One Stop Taxes. All right, so I am not your personal tax advisor. I am not your personal mentor. I'm not your personal CPA. I'm not your personal accountant. So I do understand that a lot of people don't have their personal teams. So yes, I have a legal team. I have a tax team. I have specific CPAs, and I actually have attorneys that deal with specific issues as it relates to being online and media, trademarks, copyrights, patents. Okay, so let's take that off the table. I'm giving you advice based on the meetings that I have with my teams. So the business team that deals with business credit, I am a business credit specialist. Business credit, banking, and taxes is where this information is coming from for me and my personal use. If you need help on developing relationships, you don't have to use my company. We have plenty of leads. I have plenty of clientele, and I actually limit my clientele. I do have reps who work in my office that are trained who can help you. So, but this is not a solicitation. I am not your personal advisor. So there's a disclaimer in the section. So you need to be getting practical advice from the SBA. They're going to open the portal today. If you have already got an application number or a number, if you have received, let's say $1,000 or $3,000 or even $9,000 in the per employee situation, we're going to go through that right now. All right, so if you're already in the queue, let's say you got $1,000 per employee. It was you and for sake of arguments, let's say your wife. So you have 2 employees. You got $2,000 to support your business for the grant that you do not have to pay back. You're already in the system. So you're already in the queue. So we're waiting on the guidelines of, do we receive the balance of that loan based on the language that was written into the bill? There were 2 bills. Now we're talking specifically with what's dealing with the cash aid for entrepreneurs, small business owners, which was set at about 35 to 40 billion. Part of that money was set aside specifically to help or support the folks who are already applied or who got in there before the money ran out. Okay. So we're still waiting for information from the SBA on that. This is my personal opinion. You are already in the queue. You will know for sure once the guidelines are up today, but in my understanding, based on a lot of the things that are happening with me, my information has already been set and ready for my lender. I work out a relationship. There are companies, there are fintech companies, there are places like Lendio. I'm not telling you exactly where to go, but the SBA guarantees loans. They guarantee this money, but you do have to need or have a relationship with a lender. So there are going to be lenders that have already supported people through the first iteration of the monies. They already have the forms. They may have your information already. They're already preparing people who have a number or from my understanding, you're probably just going to get an email. I'm getting emails directly from the SBA right now. So you're probably going to get an email telling you exactly what to do. I don't think you're going to have to do anything for the balance of the 10K. From my understanding, from talking with lawyers and talking with people who read through the bills, you're most likely not going to have to do anything. We won't know for sure until the next 24 to 48 hours. But that being said, as long as you had your legitimate business set up, ready before the pandemic, that's very important. You don't want to, if you're doing everything new, that's what that 2.0 or the second round is for. All right. So don't let it stop you from applying, but understand you have to have a legitimate business and you are affected. And from here on out, they will have access to your tax records. you should be spending some time with a tax consultant or a tax advisor, because for the most part, they're going to be looking at your 2019 returns in order to make sure that if you are going to apply for the loan itself as well, that there is a loss of maybe 30 to 25%. It is very rare that unless you are just cranking out business and you really just had there are companies that had a stellar year last year. Most of those industries were somehow affected to where there was a need. So places like Zoom did incredibly well, Netflix, a lot of the online entertainment portals, cotton swabs and alcohol, Clorox. So, but for the bulk of people, there was a huge number of folks who have been affected. I would say most people were affected at least 25 to 30%. And that's just my opinion, but you should apply. Also, what they're doing now is because there has been a huge distance from funding just traditionally for minorities, economically challenged folks, and economic zones. The proposal that I put together in December of 2018, heading into 2019, we already knew ahead of time that we were dealing with an industry that was economically challenged for most minorities. And that's based on my experience, my professional experience, working with the unions since 2003 on the deficit of minority diversity in the film industry. So that being said, for that particular industry, the business that I have is set up in what's called an economic zone. The language that they're using is called targeted. So that is something you can work out with your CPA or tax advisor, because you're going to take a quarter or about an 8-week span to show that 25 to 30% loss. So you can do that in the first quarter, second quarter, third, whatever it takes. But you want to work that out with your professional, whether it's a CPA or a tax advisor. But those people and those businesses are getting prioritized based on need, and that's pretty much how it stands. So this is video number 2. If you're getting any quality, any good information out of this, please like and subscribe. That helps out the algorithms, and that helps get this information out to as many people as possible, especially today. I am not set up to like some of the advisors with flow charts and computers and wave graphics and those type of things. I run 4 businesses. I have other things to do, but for the need right now, I'm getting this as much information out as possible. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for coming to my channel. I'm JUSTDarrell. I do have a podcast called JUSTDarrell, and if you want to support in any way, I left the Cash App link. We are hit just as everyone else, so getting out videos and getting business and keeping the doors open is just as important for me as it is for everyone else. So that being said, the next thing we're going to hit is specifically for cash flow, setting up with your EIN, your business credit. There are companies that are available to you. You are a legitimate business, so setting up your business credit can keep you afloat through, let's say, the next 6 months to 12 months as you're building more contracts, rebuilding your business, and getting back where you need to be. So we're going to be talking specifically cash flow, business credit, and checklist to get these things done. Comments and questions. If you have questions, get them out to me, because that's the only way I'll be able to know, because a lot of this we are doing in real time. Thank you. You guys have an incredible day, and please join me and have an incredible, amazing, fantastic year.